Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Talon Jungle, because Costanza is one of the only people that can make this work. And obviously we have the electrocute room page, as you would have just seen on your screen, starting Raptors. And the benefit of this obviously is that we get to do the meta clear, which would be Raptors, Red, Krugs into the bottom lane fisting. Well, they're going at it early, aren't they? It's a Lucian army. Who imagines this stuff up that they think this is normal to see 18,000 years in a row? Anyway, we also have the Master E on the other side of the coin, also potentially going leashless as everyone's in the lane. So we have, and this by the way is actually Cenarius. So this is a very stacked game, my friends, a very stacked game indeed, just to make sure everything's recorded because we want this stuff to go nicely. Now obviously with Talon, mobility, clear speed, this was too much of a potent combo. In fact, it was disgusting. They removed the clear speed, and Costanza and other people who were good at Talon beforehand, and in fact, I released a 900 LP Challenger Talon video at the beginning of 2021, before they even did those sort of pseudo jungle buffs to all the clear speeds. So it's always been able to work because of rotational ability, PvP ability, and obviously cheese factor. And obviously the fact that he's Talon, right? Snowballing assassin, not too difficult to pilot. Hey guys, Talon didn't seemingly get leashed anywhere. I wonder where he potentially began. Maybe it's possible he was on the Raptors. No, that couldn't be the way. I'm Draven. I must push the wave. I don't know, guys. We have Cenarius here doing a nice little J-cut, actually. This is a J-cut where you kind of, whoopsie, wait a second. We have the Cassiopeia going in. Cassidy is trying to get him down. Cenarius is like, yes, I'm going for the high-risk play, which is really, really weird for him because he normally doesn't go for the high-risk play, but he gets away with it, gets a kill, and No Way is fallen. Now, wow, what a great and interesting early game phase here, actually. So the J-cut is where you kind of go red, or not necessarily red, but you kind of do the camps down. You might suspect this is warded, so doing this gank doesn't work, so what we do is we kind of move down, loop around the other side where it isn't warded, and go for the gank. It's like a little bit of a J, right? You can also do it this way for mirror image, but you can also do it in different regards, like Wolves, Blue, Grump, and then sort of J hook for the lane gank, right? So there's different ways to apply J cut pathing to your jungling. It's just about circumventing vision. This is the last time you can sign up for Gosu Academy's bootcamp. We start on Monday, 2 weeks, laners, jungles, everything you need to know in order to become a better player. Click the link below to find out more, and of course the full explanation at the end of the video. Now let's take stock very quickly because that was a wild beginning. We have a typical meta clear from the Talon, gank in the bottom lane. We have Cenarius doing the same thing, quadrant into gank to try and respect that. It was at the same time a Cassiopeia Cassidon lane, so what exactly is a Yi Cassidon gonna do? In this case, we did get both sums, so that's great, although we did give a kill back, and Cassio now kills the Talon. So Talon decides, hey, let me go counter jungling. Deep vision here, we should know 100% that the Raptors and Krugs are down. Or Krugs and Raptors. We should also know when they're going to be respawning, so by showing topside here, Cenarius on the Master E might be able to look for some lane holdings. Yes. Very spicy and enjoyable activity for junglers, specifically Master Yi junglers. Now, we do see him here with 26. You have to press tab and track all of the stuff. Telegraphing where he's going isn't necessarily the case, although we're going to heal up, go in. I feel like this was just absolutely a little bit too disrespectful in how long it takes them to kill him because of the damage reduction. Way just too disrespectful to the Talon. Now, the Talon's going to go in here, and we're actually going to get the, well, poison damage and dot damage from Talon. Yeah, very disrespectful actually, because we know that Talon basically, once he does this, press tab 12 CS red buff, we know he's got the blue side available. He knows that we did this and looped into this and also died, which is great for you because obviously gold kill for me is more than a kill for you pretty much on any champion. I think he's the best gold scaling champion in the game, in Cenarius' own words. After this, 99% you're going down to the bottom lane. Talon's going to go on the top lane here. So this is kind of predictable, and we know the Talon's going to be in the vicinity. You know, even if he's sequencing down again, it's Talon, right? He's just going to parkour over a few walls and GG. Now we have double long sword, Gustwalker hatchling. We have two more treats than the Yi who shows up on this. I love this ward. I love this ward. I'm going to pause it. I know we don't pause on this channel. We pause on the coaching channel. But if you know what the clear was of the enemy jungler, and you aren't entirely sure if they're going to sequence or gank, then this ward gives you coverage. Because we know that the second camp after the buff that they take, 420-ish, hypothetically. And then also the Raptor camp, 435 to 445. So we know this respawn of those camps will be around that zone, and we will see what he's doing, and from this we can make giga plays. So, Talon in the meantime says, cool, sequence down, finish off the tier 2 Raptors, tier 2 Krugs. Let me scan as I approach. How do you get baited into this? Laners, guys, come on, this is a high-level game, and no one is tracking or thinking about the talent. Laners, you need to think about jungle tracking, and junglers, you need to think about laner matchups, who list, who didn't, who wins, who doesn't, what can we do about it, what's their positioning like. Really, disappointed by a lot of people lately when it comes to this, because you just get baited into the most obvious stuff. But anyway, hey, these guys know what they're doing in terms of the 2v2 lanes, jungling, that's for us to worry about. Hey, nice kill, free gank, 3-0-1. I feel like Yi kind of hurt himself diving for this, and yeah, we got the kill, but this repeat showing here, this was not so good. We could have just focused on full-on sequencing and trying to do something else. Now, obviously here we see on the minimap here, the Fog of War, our bottom lane died. We're on the bottom side over here. We have the respawning of the Grump. They're all going to have to reset, so we're going to snack away a free dragon for ourselves. I think that's a good opportunistic snack. Now, if you're a bit further behind in gold, remember that also gives you the catch-up experience. The epic monsters, I mean, they did bring it back, but it's so minimal. You have to be really, really far behind for it to kick in. But epic monsters was the thing that always kind of kept that catch-up experience. So if you're behind, it's a really easy way to give yourself some slingshot XP. Now, in the meantime, Talon says, okay, that's most likely gone. Let me go ahead and snack these camps here, and the second tier red will be spawning. I know he did this. He must be either resetting and coming down to it or falling back to his blue side. Maybe I can trap him if he's crossing over, actually. And I like this aggressive play. The Electrocute plus Ignite basically means any 1v1 can be won if you have the trapping potential, shall we say. Now, Cassie is going to use her Lee 3-1-1, push up the Cassidino. Oh my goodness. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, right? This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Yi shows up on the bottom lane here, actually, so showcasing that he is on the other side of the map. Draven's going to go in, the Yi's going to go, and we have level 6. We get the auto attack, we channel auto cancel alpha, and then we run the other way. Living is on the cards for us today, and the Talon says, well, equal and opposite, baby. You go down there and kill my laners. I'm going to take your red after investigating a little bit, because again, that's a little bit of a buff cloning. Malphite ults the Fiora, and Talon's like, well, that'll... I love the... You know, when someone knows their champion and just does fadeaway Iron Man explosions in the background, it's always fun to watch. Huge wave. We're going to shove this one nicely. Basically, this is where we know that Yi takes the dragon. Now, does he finish camps up and go back bottom lane? Does he counter junglers? Does he reset and come for his red in the next rotation of his quadrant? We don't really know. So the Talon decides to go for the invades to see, set a trap, potentially find out. When it's very clear that he's not here, and then he shows bottom lane, you relax and you say, okay, I'm gonna snack some stuff, gank the side lane opposite, and then secure the kill objective. Conversion ratio, which means kills into objectives. He shows up here holding waves again, and this will now go to Krugs, go to Raptors, potentially cut into this, let's see, or carry on the sequencing, and then gank bottom lane again. Talon, in the meantime, is doing the masterful thing. Quadrant clearing. Can I gank? Fall back to my red side? Cool. Can I do my red side and then do a gank? Cool. Can I then counter jungle, eyes up jungling for the next play? Yes or no? If not, then I can gank mid lane, crossover, reset, and go to the other side of the map. So when you control a quadrant efficiently, while tracking efficiently, and obviously setting yourself up for counter against, oh look, he did the Krugs Raptors into the mid lane gank. Who could have foreseen such unforeseen advantages that might have developed from said position in the lane for the Master Yi? That was an English sentence. It made sense, trust me. Talon obviously rotates over, gets the ignite, disrespect again, says, okay, I'm going to Paralysis Claw in here. Can I kill you? A few auto tags, and then we get the snack. That's the benefit of having a Q plus a Paralysis Claw, by the way. Especially against things like Kassadin with multiple dashes. Give yourself multiple dashes as well. I mean, although this is not really like a... I mean, it's a leap, but, you know, it's not a Paralysis Claw. So this was predictable, as we see, right? Goes in, decides to try and get an advantage over the Cassio's lane positioning. Again, tower dives with Talon, the master of rotations. When a Yi gets desperate, when a Yi wants to get those kills quickly and snowball his gold lead efficiently, if your champion can rotate Warwicks, Hecarim's, Talons, you're going to have a lot of free cleanups. Make sure you are ready to do so, because we didn't go to our Krugs and go, Master Yi, that old dog, look at him go again. No, we said, nah, screw this. I'm gonna rotate, get doubles, right? Nicely done. And now we know, because Yi did Krugs, Raptors, and gank mid lane, once he's respawned, he's gonna come down to his blue side. We could go ahead and look for some killings, but we decide here as Talon that, why kill the Yi when I can kill the Kassadin? Especially with my bottom lane rotating over 133, having taken, well, having not taken anything, because Cassio's there. We lane swapped. How fortuitous and advantageous for our squad as we smack this tower down. Got to get it to about 1.75 so the Herald can ding it. Actually, a little less than 1.75, or is it? Yeah, it's approximately. I try to always eyeball it, but yeah, no. If you got 3 people plus a wave plus a Herald, that approximation's perfect. Definitely way less than it was in the past, though. And now we're just going to smack another dabble. And we have the E down here, 99%. Deep vision, very good. This is a fast game, my friends. This should showcase to you why high-elo junglers make such quick decisions and seemingly obliterate the souls out of all of you when they smurf. It's because they're used to playing at such a high pace. You know, everything I'm trying to say as quickly as possible, and obviously, you know, not being able to say everything either because there's only a limited amount of words I can say in a 10-second time frame. I'm trying to push the limit as best I can. They're able to do this in real time in their games. And they're able to make adjustments very, very quickly based upon what the enemy jungler does and what laners need from them, as well as obviously getting those objectives. So, if you want to understand how you can become a challenger jungler, if you're Master GM, right? Look at this as a great example of both junglers really trying to push the limits of themselves getting fed, trying to make sure that they can come out ahead in the jungle battle, but definitely the Talon. This is an exquisite in-the-zone game. Really at a different level, right? Obviously this happens. Cenarius has been top 10 EUS with Master Yi. With Master Yi, even before the buffs that came through before. So we know that he can jungle very well. Talon right now is just in such a great position, not the champion, the player, to absolutely control this game because he made the absolute perfect reads and did the meta play. Solo leash, allow his team to control level 2 versus Draven. They still overcommit anyway, which is dumb. Get free kills, forces the Yi to commit to a J-cut early instead of doing the full clear, because we know the Talon after doing this could easily just flex into this. I mean, most of the time when a Yi is leashless, when junglers go leashless, most of the time it's a Red or a Raptors, right? Oh, we have fistings going about. Draven, Karma, Talon, Nami, Control Ward, destroyed. Blind activation, Cassio, I hit this tower, it's for me, I snack. Plates, baby, 5 plates, 5 plates, 11 plates. Versus what do we get here? 4, 1, 5, yeah. Not that much at all, not that much at all. That's almost a 6th on the top lane. Again, the control into the trappings, like it's so disrespectful. You know, I don't know why this is a consistent thing that happens with ADCs in particular, is they just don't see the map. Who would have the goal to sit in that bush and wait for me? We also have the Master Yi showing topside here, stacking up something. Really great reads by Talon, though, to counter Master Yi's dives. You have to play really aggressively because Cassidy no CC. Karma does have CC, but it's a Lucianami, and obviously Fiora doesn't really have CC because the Malphite does. So for Master Yi to gank these lanes, he's going to have to be a bit more aggro, using his ult, using his animation cancelling, using the W perfectly, taking a few tower shots, and of course, Alpha Chad gaming. In the meantime, we've gone to the top side here. We see Cassidon, lol, Kek W, Kek easy. But the Yi is just not had a good game in terms of like which lanes could I snowball. You're gonna have to snowball yourself at some point, but it's not over because we are still Master Yi, right? We're still Master Yi. And even though Talon's 903, we can still get going. Let's see, 14 minutes, Cenarius is at 6.1k gold. He's 3k gold behind where he ideally would like to be, 9k by 14 minutes. Which means a lot of plates, right? Plates, objectives, killings, Talon junglings, etc. Talon is up on CS as well. Raven and Karma pushing the bottom lane here. Nami's just going to rotate with the Talon. We anticipate that Yi could be setting a trapping, so we're going to see what's going on. And when, of course, we find a Master Yi, we're going to alter reposition. Oh my god! Jesus. Well then, Master Yi says, I've had enough of your shit. I'm going to get that shutdown. Can we keep going? I'm on Lucian. Lucian's going to reposition there. We're going to get another one. And the flash animation gets on the W, the poison tick. Woo! And the triumph proc because Cassidy kills the Nami. So that's fantastic. Actually, if you're the Master Yi, that's a really nice play. I mean, that was so back and forth. Like, if you look at the KDS at the end and the match history will be linked in the description, you're going to think, wow. Talon 1v9. But then you look at this and you're like, whew. Master Yi really tried to keep a hold of the game. And obviously that shutdown was really, really big. Rock solid gaming. Respawn. Right. Umbral Glaive, Prowler's Claw is purchased. I mean, Umbral Glaive, great against traps and vision control and making sure you can actually get those picks. especially when you have a lead. It kind of works in both situations. Oh, no way. Mr. W, though. Well, we got W, Q, Prowler's Claw, and plus auto attacks, and then E to dash. Can we get away with it? We're going to chuck in another W for the slow, hopefully. We Q to the minion to create some space, and off we go. Remember, the bleed damage is pretty big on this. I mean, you see it there, right? 579. That is pretty big, actually. Over 2 seconds. So dot damage is important when you get hit by Talon combos. Chug your potions, use your shields, use your gargoyle stone plates, use your regeneration capabilities. You never know. Now we're going to trap again. We have Gust Walker, so we're pretty quick out of... Oh, we don't. Only 60 minutes into the game. It feels like it's way further into the game, actually, doesn't it? What a high-paced, fun game, man. Stack lobby, too. Really enjoyable to watch this. Must be insane to be able to mechanically play at this level. We're chilling in the base here, waiting for the cash money gold, so we can get the Ghost Blade. That 800 gold was necessary. We're about 770, 75 when we went back to base. So there's a TP by the Cassid, and that is not a good idea, actually. We had to slow down because too many things were happening. Then we have here, of course, Fiora and the Master Yi killing the Cassio. Malphite's rotating from the backside here, and a dragon is up with Draven. Draven, ADCs, man. Honestly, they are top laners and ADCs. See, they're not true. I mean, ADCs are by far the worst macro plays in the entire game. By far, it's not even close. Some top laners are amazing macro players, and some are just almost as bad as ADCs, right? You've got like that paradox in the top lane here. I don't know if it's worth dying for this. Like, I know we want this as Yi. I know we want this for Cass. Everyone wants Hextech Dragon and Hextech Soul, but I don't really think it was worth dying for, because you think about it, what could we do instead of dying? Go do this. Run across quickly and do that. Super fast. Or, if you have camps, fall back to the camps. Right? Don't die for a third dragon. Because now we're dead enough the map. I mean, Kassadin! No! It's just devolving a little bit. Yeah, you see, if you give up that dragon, after the shutdowns you got on the bottom lane, you kind of have an opportunity to... Again, free kill. You kind of have an opportunity to still get yourself fed, to still make plays somewhere on the map, to still get something. When you're dead, you get nothing. And obviously your team unravels when you're dead, especially if you're the main carrier, which in this case we are, although I think Fart and Rage... Yeah, I used a little bit too much of the Fart and the Rage in his brain. So we're gonna get this anyway, I suppose. You know, they did overcommit at the bottom lane, we'll try and snack this up anyway. But Malphite's rotating here, we no longer have Flash, so we might be actually a little bit doomed. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're a little bit doomed. So we get it, but we die. Whereas we could have just given up the dragon, taking it, and then at least looped back around for some camps. Maybe done some counter jungling and then Hextech gated out. You know, +4, +8 for me, -4, -8 for the Talon. We get the Herald. Better play, right? But obviously I understand we want the Hextech. We don't want to give them a Hextech, but yeah. Really stacked events. I'm going to say it again. Right, now of course we're an assassin. We do have Gust Walker Hatchling. We need to check it with our Umbral Glaive. The deep vision, this is why the Umbral Glaive is super good. We see movement up here, so Cassia should go. Alright, I'm gonna snack these, but I need to be cautious. If you're split pusher, you could do this. But we have the Malphite joining into the bottom lane there. He's gonna push it up. We're just being shilling at this point because we take their camps, we get vision control, we chill. Where are they gonna go? There's nothing for them to take. They cannot walk across into our jungle, the counter jungle. They cannot do anything. And of course, a top laner will say, hey, this wave is fine. There's definitely no one around here. Avoid the repost, obviously. Get the dash ability. Get the ult to make sure she dies. Just make sure she dies. Don't play around with the Fiora. Kill the Fiora. Don't even think twice about it. Master Yi shows up. Nice bubble on the Karma. And then Hextech to safety. And now we can fall back to our camp. So this is where we're activating that swoop method. Take, control, ward, cross. Take, control, ward, pick. And again, and then periodically when there's nothing to do, people are dead, there's no camps, go back to your camps, and then you can repeat the process. And you can swoop a lot as Talon, obviously, but Nidleys, Graves, Kindreds, anything with map scan and Canes can really do this easily, but any assassin should be able to rotate fine. Draven again commits the sin that which he does not understand, because for him he doesn't think it's a sin, he thinks, hey, this is normal behavior. Now fortunately we did have this. Now, see, that's what I'm saying, the death from the dragon, the death from the Herald, this costs us a minute plus on the map, whereby we could have used the Herald differently. We could have gotten a few more resources. And you can say, well, look, the Draven's entering the game as troll. Unfortunately, Kassadin is not really looking to be fully functioning at the level we'd expect from a champion of this caliber. I mean, but at least look at the damage we're doing, right? We're losing the Baron. But we're gonna overstay and die for this. I mean, look at the damage you're doing. You're not a results based, but you can always hypothetically posit, what could I have done differently if I were alive, right? What could I have done differently if I had an extra 75 seconds on the map that was taken away from me by my own decisions, granted, but you know what I mean? Got to think like that, because that's what allows you to mitigate silly deaths. And now I on the main channel, just before this, posted a Rengar game, and someone was like, yeah, but the Jhin, hold on. All right, the Jhin walks this way. I'm Rengar, I jump into a ward and then jump onto him, right? Double jump classic, and he dies. And people are like, that would never happen in Challenger. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course it does. ADCs are ADCs. I don't think about these sorts of things. They think they're immortal. Can't believe they're getting buffed even more. Unbelievable. You know, you don't need Gale Force either. Like, if ADCs before Gale Force had to just position with brains, the alpha gives and the alpha takes away. But at this point, I think the game's kind of over a little bit. Now, of course, as an assassin, how do we prevent team fighting? How do we ensure we get the win? How do we close games out with huge leads? Firstly, never let them set their feet. Ensure that you are going deep, killing the priority targets. Don't overcommit to the point where you die, please. That's the best thing. I mean, you can die if you get 3 or 4 kills, right? Woo. But at the same time, the whole goal is deep vision, make a pick, push a wave. Deep vision, make a pick, push a wave, make another pick, push again. Your team can just not have fun, but you can have fun. Pull back to the dragon and the objectives as we should. And then, of course, you see this. See, that's what you're good for ADCs. Go on, hit the structures. Hit the structures. There you go. Go and hit this one now, too. Let us kill this and kill the champions. You go ahead and hit the structures. But obviously, your team is not going to do that. So if you're a Rengar, for example, Q and take the towers yourself, lots of possibilities. That's a dead quiet moment, isn't it? It's been a while. Boom! Double ultimate. Miasma cannot dash away, cannot do anything. CC and Miasma is not good for ye. CC and Miasma not good for ye. Unfortunate game. Talon played so damn well. He forced the Yi to play a much more advanced game in terms of speed and tempo, and it was difficult to match that kind of cadence, and honestly, just a really good game. Yi definitely came back and hit a few punches, but unfortunately, the nature of the lanes and the game ended up being in Talon's favor. 24 kills. And of course, you're seeing here a good example, right? We can draw the parallel between the Rengar game on my main channel and this one right here, where the same thing happened. Godfred caught up. Obviously, the early game was terrible. That's why I posted the game, right? I posted the game as a educational expose to jungle difference pathing, whether you have a lead or whether you have a huge deficit, like huge deficit. And what happened was in the final sort of moments of the game, I went back to base, team cleans up and pushes with Baron. I'm like, okay, cool. Same thing here. Talon goes and does the dragon, goes back to base, team clean up and push. So whether you're challenger, master, diamond, platinum, gold, you can still have teams that will take the leads you give them, and by extension, use those to go win games. So beautiful game, very fun to watch. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, share, and comment if you did. As always, I will see you all in the next tutorial. And to start off for Season 13, I will be hosting another bootcamp with Coach Kybert for laners and junglers, and for every single role. Topics on your screen now starts end of January 30th. Basically, we're going to be covering everything in this video in depth related to you, giving you some active examples, some drills, everything to make you a better League of Legends player as a whole, all through a really in-depth 2-week bootcamp from January 30th onward. And additionally, I will be raffling off a $400 coaching package to a lucky winner who subscribes in the first 100 tickets, which means a further 4 hours of coaching directly with me, all free for you after the bootcamp is finished. And overall, the bootcamp is just chocked full of absolute free coaching, free VOD reviews, Q&As. We have 10 different sessions for you from myself and Coach Kybert. We have other challenger coaches on call. Essentially, you're looking at something like 30 coaching sessions for the price of 1, all within a community hosted by Gosu Academy. So click the link in the description below, sign up, join the Discord, and I will see you all there to learn everything you need to know about Season 13 jungling and laning so that you can climb to your ranked goals and beyond.